Hey there, and today, or in this video, we're going to talk about probate prospecting, which is probably the biggest fear of most of our clients, most agents and investors that are out there. We all just hate prospecting. We all hate picking up the phone and making a phone call. Oh, maybe not all of us. I love it. Why do I love it? Because I'm good at it. Why am I good at it? Because I've practiced, because I have thought through the different responses and the different ways that I can open a call. When somebody answers the phone, I know how to change my approach up based on their tone and based on their voice and different things like that. And I want you to be able to do the same thing. Inside of Probate Mastery and Mastery Academy, so Probate Mastery is the 3-day course. Mastery Academy is our coaching program. Inside of two of those things, inside of Probate Mastery, the class, we teach a good chunk of this. Inside of Mastery Academy, we really perfect it, but we really teach you to drill down deep. In this lesson, I'm going to talk to you about how to open a call in a way that your prospect is going to be engaged with you, how to present your service, and how to steer the conversation after you've presented your service. So how do we do this? It all starts with your tone. I've role-played with thousands and thousands of agents and inside sales associates, so the cold callers, so agents, cold callers, investors, and I can tell you that the biggest source of frustration that the majority of them have is because stems from the fact that their tone on the phone, their tone in their opening is boring, it's not engaging, it just leads to discredit. There's no acting that goes into it. And I want to teach you guys to play a character on the phone. Do I want you to be fake and inauthentic? No, not at all. I want you to be authentic, but I also know that being skilled at prospecting requires you to get into character. And what is that character that you're getting into? It is the character of a value-first, empathetic individual, professional. Value-first, empathetic professional. The majority of you guys use the right words, because I can teach you the right words. The majority of folks use the right words, but they really struggle when it comes to dropping into character and acting their way through. Now, here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you. The prospect that answers the phone, they are also playing a role. They are also getting into character, and I want you guys to realize that. The sooner you realize that, the more happy you're going to be as you prospect. How many of you are going to say that I am a nice individual? Not me, but you. How many of you would raise your hand and say, "Hey Bruce, I'm a nice person"? Okay, hopefully a lot of you. I know some of you pride yourselves in being a-holes, but listen, most of us would kind of pride ourselves and believe that we are nice individuals. Your prospect is the same way. Now, how many of you have answered the phone and cursed someone out, or yelled at them, or hung up on them, or told them that they're a loser for making a phone call? I would venture to bet that most of us have done that when we're caught at the wrong time. Does that mean that we are rude, mean individuals? Maybe we have that in us, but no, it means that we're playing a character. So I want you guys to recognize that you are playing a character and they are playing a character. And if you are a better actor and better at the character that you are playing, you will beat the character that they're playing. And I don't mean that you're going to win and get one over on someone. I mean that you are going to be able to steer and control the conversation, and that's what it's all about. So get into character. Yes, you're going to learn the words, you're going to learn the techniques, different things like that, but how you sound and the pace of speech that you use is most important. So let me give you guys a couple of examples. Actually, before I do, let me talk to you about opening. So let's go straight into opening, and there's a couple of different things that I want to start by talking about. Number one is you have to choose which role you're going to play. Are you going to choose the role of A, long lost friend, or B, the elephant in the room? Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, long lost friend. How many of you have answered the phone and you've found yourself 30 seconds into a conversation before you realize you're on a sales call with someone you didn't know? And why did that happen? It's because the person probably said, "Hey Jack, Bruce Hill, how's it going? You doing good today?" And you go, "Yeah, Jack, I'm good." And the whole time you hear in my voice when I do that I'm not sure who I'm talking to, but they're so confident that I think I must know this person from somewhere. Where did we talk before? And it doesn't take too long before I realize that I'm on a sales call. It doesn't take too long, but it takes long enough to where I'm beyond the point of throwing in my normal pattern disruptors. Okay, as opposed to, I was looking for Bruce Hill, or I was looking for Jack. Jack, my name's Bruce Hill. How are you? Okay, I immediately know that I don't know this person, and I'm going to start pulling out all my tricks that my character has to be able to shut that person down. So the long lost friend approach is really good. Okay, what's the elephant in the room approach? So long lost friend, elephant in the room. What do you guys think elephant in the room might be? So here's what the elephant in the room is. You don't know them. They don't know you. Maybe they've gotten a letter from you, but it doesn't matter. They don't know you. There's no relationship here. So let's go ahead and point that out. If you're going to take the elephant in the room approach, go ahead and point out what both of us already know. So it goes something like this. And I'm going to go into character here. If I'm not in character, I might say, "I was looking for Jack. Jack, you don't know me. My name's Bruce Hill. This call's kind of out of the blue. Could I take a quick second to tell you what I was calling for?" Okay, no emotion, no empathy, no character. Okay, so we're not only reading a script, or we're not only memorizing our opening, we're getting into character. So I'm going to go something like this. Hey, my name's Bruce Hill. I was looking for Jack Smith. Jack, I don't think we know each other. This is Jack, right? Okay, got it. Jack, as I mentioned, my name's Bruce, and I know my call's totally random and out of the blue. Could I take a fast second and tell you what my call was about? Okay, I'm building curiosity with the elephant in the room approach, but I'm doing it partially because of the words that I'm using, but more importantly because of the character that I'm playing. And the character that I was playing on both of those was equally convincing. So, long lost friend. Jack, hey, Bruce Hill, how's it going? Jack, listen, hope everything's been good. It's been kind of hot up here. We actually don't know each other. Can I take a quick second and tell you what it's for? Okay, so I'm in character, and by the time Jack recognizes, which isn't too long in, that we don't know each other, I've kind of already got a little bit of back and forth, and it's really hard for him to break that character of being friendly and enter the character of not being friendly. If they recognize that you're about to trap them in the very beginning, it's easy for them to put themselves into resistance or angry character. Okay, so how you open that conversation dictates not only the character that you're going to play, but it also dictates the character that they are going to play. Alright, so you've chosen the character that you're going to play. You've chosen whether you're going to go with the long lost friend approach or the elephant in the room approach. I don't care which one. I use both. Now it's time for you to pick the hat that you're going to wear. And I wish I had a hat around here. I'm normally in a hat in most of these, mostly because I'm bald and partially because my hair gets really long and out of control if I haven't cut it. But good for you guys. Lucky for you guys, I cut my hair today, and I think I look all right. What do you think? All right, never mind. So choose the hat that you're going to wear. You've chosen the character that you're going to play. You've chosen the approach that you're going to take. Now it's time to pick your hat. Are you going to pick the hat of a real estate professional, or are you going to pick the hat of a probate professional? And both are good. So choose your character, or get into character, not choose your character, get into character. Choose your approach, elephant in the room, long lost friend. Okay. Now it's time to put the hat on, your hat on. So let's talk about our real estate professional hat. And I'm going to use a elephant in the room approach here. That's my favorite, by the way. It's my personal favorite. You can choose whichever favorite you want based on your results. So, ring ring. Hey, Jack, my name's Bruce Hill. I think this is Jack Smith. I'm not entirely sure that I got the right number. Is this Jack? Jack, okay, good. Listen, a totally random call, and I'm sorry to catch you kind of out of the blue like this. As I mentioned, my name is Bruce Hill. Listen, I was calling because I'm a local real estate agent here in the Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina area, and I saw a house at 123 Main Street. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. It looks like it might be part of an estate. And then your name came up as maybe like a representative. Is that your house, or what's going on with that property? Okay, so direct into real estate. Great approach, great way to open. Okay, now as you can imagine, some people are a little bit emotional during the probate time. They've just many times lost a loved one, someone that they were, in many cases, not all cases, but many cases, really close to. So we might need to approach it with a different hat. And this is the probate process hat. So I'm going to use the elephant in the room approach again. Hey, ring ring. I was looking for Jack Smith. My name's Bruce Hill. I don't believe we know each other. Is my name familiar to you, or do I have the right person? I do? Okay. Sorry, this is completely out of the blue, Jack. I know it's random call. I'm calling regarding the estate of Lois Lane. I think your personal representative. Could I just tell you briefly what I was calling about? I can. Okay, thank you. So Jack, I'm a local probate service provider. I essentially help families going through the probate process. I help with kind of the estate needs, property clean out, maintenance, connections to attorneys and accountants and people like that. Kind of help with the whole probate process. All right. So that's me presenting myself as a probate service provider. Now it's time for you guys to practice a little bit of those and choose the approach that's right for you. But before we do, I want to talk to you about what I've done with my openings. So my friendly, long-lost friend approach. Hey, Jack, Bruce Hill, how's it going? Good. Man, it's hot over here. How's it over there? Not too bad? Okay. Jack, completely out of the blue call. I don't think we know each other. I was calling about the estate of John Doe. Jack, I think you're the personal representative for that estate. It actually took me a minute to try to get your number. Can I tell you briefly what I was calling about? Okay, good. So Jack, I work with families going through probate. My condolences for the loss. I know it's not easy losing a loved one, and it's even tougher sometimes going through probate. I help with the probate process, connections, resources. I could even provide services like real estate services, estate sales, cleanouts, things like that. Right. So now I've kind of shown you how I do that. So I've gotten through my opening. I've gotten into my pitch, my presentation. You'll notice that I don't use the same words any two times ever. I'm presenting ideas. But what happens at the end of your presentation is most important. Okay? You need to open your call and be in character. You need to choose your approach. You need to pick your hat. You need to be able to present your service in a couple of sentences at most. But you must pick the proper question at the end of it. You must. If you don't choose a good question, they are going to control the call. They could control the call with something like, how'd you get my number? Don't you know that my mom just died? They could say, no, my attorney's got it covered, goodbye. Okay, they can control the call. So we have to choose the right question at the end. So I'm going to give you two different types of questions, and then we're going to stop this mini training, because if you can get this far in a conversation, you're golden. It might not be the deep dive that we give you in Mastery, but you're golden if you can get to this part in the conversation, because you are going to be able to dictate the direction of that call and the flow of the call. So, number one, I want to know, after I've presented my service, if I can do anything for them. And I call this my positive hook. So the question that you ask hooks them into the call. It essentially invites them in to start sharing feedback. So I might say, hey, could you tell me how the experience is so far? All right, so that's a positive. It's inviting them in and assuming that they want to cooperate. Another example of a positive hook might be, hey, is there anything that maybe I could do for you at the moment? All right, it's assuming that they want to say yes, or they want to say I'm struggling, they want to say I need to sell a house, they want to say I need help with the process, whatever it is. Okay, that's a positive hook. It's really good. Now, it does leave room for rejection, and if there's rejection, you really need to know how to handle it. So I prefer to go with what I call a binary hook, and a binary hook is where I present two sides of the coin. So I'm still going to ask that positive question, assuming or hoping that they want to give me a cooperative answer. But I'm also going to show them the other side of the coin and give them permission to put up resistance. Why am I going to do that? Because I want them to say, yes, I don't need help, versus no, I don't need help. So I want to turn their resistance into a yes instead of a no. So binary example of a binary hook might be, hey, is there anything that maybe I could take off your plate at the moment, or do you guys really have everything handled? Now, during the first 3 months after someone has filed probate, I know that most of the time they are bogged down with discussions and decisions, and everybody is quote unquote energized. And I don't want to say energized because they're hurting, but everybody's committed to move through the process, hopefully, and there's extra help. And when I offer help in the first 3 months, I'm typically met with some resistance. Not rejection, but resistance. After 3 months, they're much more likely to say, yeah, this is where we're stuck, this is what we're doing next. But in the first 3 months, they either don't know what they're doing next, they haven't had those discussions, or they know what they're doing next and all the family's pitching in to help out, or at least they think that's the way it's going to go. So most of the time early in probate, they're going to say, hey, we've got it handled. To which I say, oh man, that's so good to hear. Sounds like you really weren't looking for extra help today. So why do I do that? I do that because at all costs, and this is where your relationship, you're going to win the relationship or lose it, at all costs, you have to be on their side. I've heard people lose relationships with really good prospects before because they go, well, you sure about that? Because I hear that from a lot of people, and most people are just overwhelmed. And all of a sudden, the prospect starts fighting you. They go from being politely resistant to mad because you just corrected them and educated them and started kind of pushing them around without their permission. So I like to get on their same side. And once I'm on their same side, then I can shift to different topics. I can ask new questions. I can politely get permission to follow up. A lot of different things. But if you guys kind of follow these approaches to opening your conversation by getting into character, by choosing the role that you're going to play, and by picking the hat that you're going to put on, you're going to make it so far into most of your conversations. Now, if you want more, sign up for the next Probate Mastery class. If the next live class isn't for several weeks, you can always sign up and take the on-demand version of it. Anytime you've signed up, you can take as many Mastery classes as you want. Mastery Academy is our coaching program where there's tons of role play. There's new classes released every month. I have a 3-day prospecting mastery class where we go deep into your probate prospecting skill and technique. It's going to help you with everything. So I want you guys to join us in the next mastery. If you want more, we've got the mini courses. We have weekly coaching. Have a probate foundations class over on the side. Over on the side of this video somewhere, there's a probate foundations class that's a little bit more in-depth. All these things are free, but I want to see you guys in your certification course of Probate Mastery. Check the homepage for when that's coming up next, and I will see you guys in the next trainings. Thanks so much.